So, Team USA basketball, it's finally happened. Finally happened, you know. Caitlin Clark is going to be back, and Sue Bird, who is in charge of Team USA basketball, has talked a little bit about Caitlin Clark. Obviously, asked about Caitlin, asked about Angel, asked about Paige. Like she has, she is talking about a lot of players. And look, it is what it is. It is what it is when it comes to Sue Bird. Like, I think if we're being completely real here, I think that Caitlin, Angel, and Paige are all making the team, regardless of what the way Sue Bird's talking. They are all making the team. The reason why they're all going to make the team is that two of them should be guaranteed starters. I don't know if either of them will in Caitlin and Paige. If they picked purely based on merit, they both should start. They're both good enough. They're both the best players in the league by, in my opinion, a non-insignificant amount at their position. I think you can make maybe the Jackie Young versus Paige argument. And honestly, depending on what position you consider Jackie Young, I think maybe you can make the Jackie Young versus Caitlin argument. But for me, it's like Jackie Young is the only guard. There's three guards that I think are a different level to every other guard in the league, and that includes Kelsey Plum, that includes Sabrina Ionescu. Those three guards are Caitlin Clark, Paige Bueckers, and Jackie Young. The three of them, I don't care if you want to argue. The one thing I just don't want to ever hear is Caitlin Clark is the best two guard, or Caitlin Clark is in the best two guard conversations, or Paige Bueckers is a point guard. I never want to hear that argument again, because it's not like, ironically, of those three, the one who has the most ability to play both positions is Jackie Young. Like, it's Jackie Young. But let's take a listen to Sue Bird, obviously. Sue Bird here. Bird on Caitlin Clark. The first thing that came to mind, and this comes to the whole Indiana Fever, they did a great job engaging in their season. I thought that was most impressive is the way she stayed engaged. That speaks to her maturity. And while the full context of Bird's quote isn't included, it's clear she was speaking extremely highly of Clark and how she handled her injury-plagued season. At the end of the day, look, Sue Bird has had to... Like, Sue Bird's taken advantage of the Caitlin Clark hype as much as anyone. She's had Caitlin Clark on her podcast a couple of times. At the end of the day, like, it kind of does matter. And I think when it comes to these, I feel like these young players in the WNBA, I just think they have their head screwed on more than the vets. I think they've come in with more experience. I think they're coming in as more, I'm not going to say more rounded athletes, but more like ready for the spotlight, more ready for what's going on. I think they're more ready to step up in big moments. Like, I don't think they make that many like young mistakes, as in like the moment they don't shrink with the moment, which we saw. We saw Alyssa Thomas shit herself when she played in Cambridge last year. Aja Wilson hates playing in Cambridge. Like, Aja Wilson, a big crowd against Aja Wilson, she's not comfortable. Whereas Caitlin Clark, Paige, Angel, these three especially are absolutely, they're fine playing in hostile environments against them. When it comes down to things, I'd say Sonia Citron just doesn't seem to show any emotion on the court. Like, she's just ice. Like, Sonia Citron is just ice. I bring all four of them. I would bring all four of them to the World Cup. Like, I understand, not it's a meritocracy, but it's a club where it's like, oh, I mean, we brought Kelsey Plum to the last couple of Olympics. We have to bring her. And I'm like, tough. What does Kelsey Plum bring to Paige Bueckers doesn't? I mean this. We're like, oh, you know, Kelsey Plum's a dog. She can go in and play defense and play hard. Yeah, Sonia Citron does that, and she's just better at it. Like, if you want someone to come in and just go and be a defensive dog, bring fucking Raven Johnson for all I care. If that's the role. Like, if you feel like Kelsey Plum needs to come in and play Raven Johnson's role, bring Raven Johnson. And that's the problem, is that, like, we saw in the Olympics that they literally sacrificed because they needed to start Nafisa Collier, even though she just wasn't good enough to start, just because she was just playing out of position. Not that she wasn't a good enough player, it just wasn't right fit-wise. All of a sudden then we saw Kalia Copper, who was playing much better than Fee, getting DNPs and them nearly losing games. And I was like, I don't think Team USA should be able to afford to do that. But obviously, look, speaking on the maturity of Caitlin Clark. Like, it's something, I guess. It's something. Perfect quality for starting point guard position. If they don't start Caitlin Clark, the only reason I think they wouldn't start Caitlin Clark as point guard is if they do the bullshit Chelsea Gray has to start. Because if you guys don't know, like, in 2021, Sue Bird was the benefit of that. Sue Bird had no right to start for the 2021 Olympics team, but she did. She did. At that time, Chelsea Gray was by far the best point guard in the WNBA. Skylar Diggins probably was the second best. And Sue Bird was starting because, we need experience. And by experience, according to Team USA, A'ja Wilson is not experienced at 30 years old coming into the World Cup. 30 years old is not enough experience for A'ja Wilson. 32 years old is not enough experience for Stewie. We need to put in a 37-year-old person on the brink of retirement. Otherwise, we don't have enough experience to beat the young French team who are just going to sprint at us for 4 quarters. But so look, I don't think Sue Bird's going to say a negative word about Caitlin Clark or any other player, and Sue Bird's smart enough to know that. She is smart enough to know that, if we're being honest. It is an interesting one anyway with that. But yeah, I'd be kind of shocked to see. I'd be shocked to see what some people expect with the Paige Bueckers starting point guard and Caitlin coming off the bench. I think the only reason you don't start Caitlin is if you have, again, the weird seniority rules. But, like, again, those weird seniority rules nearly lost you an Olympics, so I don't see that happening again. But yeah, it's going to be a really interesting one as well to see how. I'm more interested to see how Sonia Citron long term is going to get on, because I do think she's one player that I think the team should be a guarantee, but I don't think he's going to make the team at all. Like, that's one of those things where it's like Sonia Citron versus Kelsey Plum, or even Sabrina Ionescu, who brings more to this team? Probably Sonia Citron, but obviously Sabrina Ionescu is a Nike athlete. Like, they have a lot of swing. Sabrina Ionescu is obviously going to make the team. Sabrina Ionescu might fuck about and start a position she's not even very good at. I know she's a good point guard, but not her best position. She's probably going to start the one, even though she's not really a point. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys think this means anything? I don't really like the fact she has to say, this comes for the whole Indiana Fever. Still an inability to praise Caitlin Clark without praising somebody else, but that's just a rite of passage in the WNBA. If you praise Caitlin Clark as an individual without mentioning somebody else, you're everything that's wrong with the world. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. See you guys.